Now that I've seen behind the curtain of a few dozen companies really successfully implementing AI, I'm starting to see a really clear pattern emerge, whether this is a growth marketing agency or a law firm, and that's the pattern that I want to share with you today. It really boils down to only 4 steps, but each step is critically important. I've got a cheat sheet version of this video that goes into each one of these steps in great detail. I create a cheat sheet like this for every single video that I create. These are all instantly accessible to anybody who joins my Patreon. But the first step that you're going to want to take seriously to implement AI is to really audit your expertise. This is the step that almost everybody skips entirely when they jump right into using the tools, and they're sort of doomed from the outset. Remember, it's your expertise that's the starting asset here, not the AI. Everybody has access to the AI, but not everybody has access to your knowledge or your team's knowledge. There are a ton of different AI tools flying at us from every direction, and this brings to mind a law firm that I recently came across who had tried all these different legal AI solutions before settling on something that I believe to be very true, that these general purpose AI, along with their own knowledge, is the best solution for implementing AI in their company. I see this time and time again where organizations get lost in all of these different tools when really they should be focusing on one general purpose AI and feeding in as much of their expertise into that as possible. Right now, the number one AI without a doubt is Claude, specifically Claude Cowork for getting work done. You can go so much farther with that than any of these different, marketing specialized AIs or AIs that are like hidden in your current tech stack. And even if you're a power user and already understand that, I think it makes sense to take a step back from time to time, once a year, and really do a deep audit of what you're good at so that you can truly apply that to your favorite core model. Using prompts like this one from time to time, maybe every 6 months to a year, can really help refresh my perspective and give me that beginner's mind again of, hey, what am I actually good at, and how can I make sure that that is rooted in the foundation of how I use these AI models. The organizations I've seen to be most successful at implementing AI get real serious about that expertise audit before they move on to the next step, which is the encoding section. These organizations do not just rely on one prompt that they copy and paste in, or even one basic set of instructions. They're continuously working with and refining folders full of process documentations that interlink with plugins, skills, and scripts. And they're even going so far as to analyze all of their sessions for how they can improve those processes on an ongoing basis. These folks work very hard at understanding the different APIs of the non-AI tools that they're using, and they even select their software based on how robust those API endpoints are. They're using a lot of pre-built skills, either in Claude Code or Claude Cowork, and oftentimes are now experimenting with building their own. Here's a prompt that you can use inside of Claude Cowork to get started building your own skills. Most people hear AI workflow and think it's about the technology. It's really not. Everything we just went through, from the auditing to the encoding, is really just a way of taking your professional judgment and packaging up in a way that it compounds. The AI is really just the delivery mechanism. Now on to section 3, which is chain and run. So most of the organizations, or maybe it's solopreneurs that I see that are kind of struggling to keep up with AI, are really using the chatbot, just making one request and getting one reply. They're not taking advantage of the fact that you can now run things autonomously and even run many different agents all at once. Let's take a look at the Claude app, for example. We've got the chat, we've got Cowork, and we've got code, and these are all different levels of autonomy. So chat is where most people are stalled out. A lot of people are getting into Cowork now, but haven't fully accessed all of its features. You can do a lot of things autonomously. You can spin up many different agents. And then, of course, Code gives you full access of creating software that has AI embedded in it and can do many, many different things autonomously. So you can kind of think of these as 3 levels of autonomy. And if you're not experimenting with Cowork or Code a little bit, you're probably falling a little bit behind. I've got videos all about these tools. I'm going to link to those in the description. So let's just say you've got a killer LinkedIn strategy that you want to deploy for 10 different clients. I've got this client folder here that has an audit of all the things that these clients are really good at. And then I also have this LinkedIn strategy playbook in here as well. Then inside of Claude Cowork, I can just say, please spin up 10 sub-agents, one for each client here, to build a LinkedIn strategy based on that LinkedIn strategy doc. And now it's spinning up all 10 of those agents in parallel, which is so awesome. Here they are. You can also view them over here. You can see them running here. And you can interrupt them by clicking over here on this progress bar. And remember, while that's running, you can fire up a whole nother task that will keep on running in the background. You can fire up another 10 agents or 20 agents to work on something else completely different. And I've seen true power users firing up many different instances of Claude code like I have here to get a lot of heavy lifting work done that way. The cheat sheet gets way deeper into that, looking at how you might be able to orchestrate a bunch of different Claude code instances. And then the real magic happens when you chain a bunch of these together, not just one prompt after another, but one full workflow with APIs after another. You can use a prompt like this to help you design something like that. Now getting into section 4, deploying and compounding. There are two different ways people blow this. First, they build something that works once and then they never really systematize it. The workflow dies right in the conversation. Or second, they might automate something early before the process has even been proven. So step 4 is the discipline of making it permanent only after it works. And I want to be careful with that word permanent because all these processes take some time to maintain and to iterate and to improve upon. That really is the job going forward. One thing that I've seen that works particularly well is starting in the chat and working through a problem, getting to some final output that was successful, then asking the AI, hey, how can we systematize that? How can we build a process around that? I found that works a lot better than trying to build the process first, and AI will almost always overcomplicate it. Then you go to run the process and it doesn't quite work. It's very hard to fix, but starting with just a simple chat flow that works well, and then maybe adding some of these APIs and skills and tools, then starting to systematize it based on something that works and adding functionality onto that can be, I think, a good way to thread that needle between simplicity and complexity. Here's a pretty handy prompt for doing something like that. And finally, one of the biggest things that I think is preventing organizations from implementing AI well is a simple mindset. Often they have people on their team that are thinking about these prompts or plugins as shortcuts. While organizations who are really excelling at this have folks on their team that have a mindset that these AI tools can create very precise and even better outputs than they are capable of themselves. This cheat sheet dives way deeper into everything that we've covered, including a lot of other helpful resources like this API-first evaluation scorecard, so you can look at the software you're using or any software that you're considering, making sure that it will be easy to use and manipulate with these different AI tools, a cron job planner that can help you schedule different tasks, and probably my favorite, this cloud deployment starter guide for starting to put all this stuff up on the cloud for even more autonomy. This is getting at some of the things that OpenClaw does, but without all of the OpenClaw security risks. So if you got something out of this video, make sure to consider grabbing this cheat sheet by joining the Patreon. In the Patreon, I also have some group coaching where you can hop on some calls, ask me questions directly. We can work together on whatever you are currently struggling with when it comes to AI. I've got another video here that I want you to check out. This is all about using Claude along with Obsidian, one of my favorite videos that I've created recently. There's a link to that video right there. I will see you over there.
Make your dreams come true.